morning, friends and family. Hope you're all doing well this morning. Today's Thursday, and we didn't get much snow, maybe an inch or two last night, and right now it's right around, just above freezing. I know the snow is dripping off the north side of our roof, so that means it's warming up. It'll drip off the south side soon if the sun comes out. Right now it's kind of cloudy, overcast, but anyway, it's winter. Yeah, it's not gonna get warm this week apparently. I was hoping for some really warm weather so all this snow would go away, because I haven't started the snowblower yet. And if this stays cold, it's gonna freeze and be awful bumpy when I try to get the snowblower out and clean things out, and it won't clean well. That's the way it goes. I do this every year, I guess. Anyway, I have really been enjoying my Benjamin Franklin autobiography. I've read 40 some odd pages in the last 24 hours, and exciting. I've never seen a documentary. Apparently there have been documentaries on his life, and a lot of this stuff has been covered, but one of the other things he invented was swim fins. You know, the flippers on your feet? He invented those. He was an excellent swimmer as a teenager. In fact, I just read a section. He wound up going to England at barely 18, under the guise, this was back in the early 1700s, 1720s, and the then governor of the province around Philadelphia had taken a liking to him and was going to set him up in his own print shop. He had worked for a couple of other printers in the Philadelphia area who were probably less talented than he was. Anyway, the governor was going to set him up, and he was going to give him letters of credit and so on and so forth. And he said, why don't you go to England and pick out your own equipment and so on and so forth, your typesets and so on and so, and was going to give him letters. Well, the letters didn't write, and it didn't get to meet, and supposedly they were going to be on the ship, and there were letters on the ship, but none of them for Benjamin Franklin. So he got to England with just a little money in his pocket and no expectations of anything. He had made some friends on the ship and so on, and he just made do. As an 18-year-old, he just made do. Wound up getting a job in a print shop, a couple of different print shops, moving up the ladder a little bit. Was a very good worker, very dependable. Anyway, and he taught a couple of his newfound friends just before he came back to America how to swim. And then some other rich guy had a couple of sons that were going to be coming. They weren't there at the time, and this rich man wanted Benjamin to teach his sons how to swim. And he thought, gee whiz, if I wasn't going back to America, yeah, I'd do that, and probably I could make a good living teaching people how to swim. Because apparently there was another excellent swimmer, well-known swimmer of the day here in America, and he had studied all of his moves and learned them, and he was an expert swimmer, above water, below water, anywhere, and quite a impressive person. Anyway, interesting book. I found a copy on eBay. I was just curious if are there any other copies of this particular book. There's one that I found that had the same appearance on eBay for $12.99. Autobiography by John Bigelow, edited by John, or compiled by John Bigelow. So it's out there, unless somebody bought it. I posted it on Facebook and Truth Social. Somebody may have already picked it up, but if you want a copy, $12.99. Not a bad price for a great book. I saw another one, not this particular one, but another version of his autobiography somewhere. Maybe that was eBay too, I don't know. $800. It's like, yeah, I don't think so. Unless it's super historical. But, I mean, this one's 150 years old. You don't find books that age in this good condition very often. I've got a book by Buckskin Sam, another. If you can find what you can get reprints of these things. There are new reprints on Amazon. So Buckskin Sam, Samuel H. Noble. I don't know if I mentioned him before. He died right here in Mechanic Falls. He was from Kennebunk. His story, his book is about half this size. Talk about that later. Have a good day.